Hey guys, to start off this look, I'm going to be taking MAC Stormy Pink Paint Pot and I'm going to use this as my base. I'm just going to apply that to my lid. Then I'm going to be taking my Beauty Junkies Pro Crease Eye Makeup Brush and I'm going to be using this to blend in my transitional shade, and I'm using Creme Brulee from Makeup Geek. I have been trying this brush line out and so far so good. I am going to be doing a full review on these brushes that I received from Beauty Junkies, so just stay tuned for that. Next, I'm taking my Sigma E25 and I'm going to be using the shade MAC Handwritten, and I'm going to be applying this shade to both corners of my eye, and I want these two corners to be as dark and intense as I can get them, and I'm going to be spotlighting the middle. To spotlight the middle of the eye, I'm going to be using this shade from the Wet n Wild Comfort Zone palette. It is very similar to MAC Blue Brown Pigment or MAC Club or Makeup Geek Insomnia. It is just that really beautiful brown blue sheen. To make it even more metallic, I'm going to be using my setting spray and wetting my brush, and I'm just going to apply that to my lid. I'm using a brush here from Sedona Lace, and it's just a flat shader brush. Any brush like that will do. Next, I'm taking my Makeup Geek crease brush and I'm going to be dipping this into a black. I'm using one by Wet n Wild. It is called Panther, I believe. And I'm just building intensity on the corners of the eye. I go very slow when I work with black, just because if you apply too much all at once, it can really ruin the look. So I'm going to go back in several times throughout the course of the video, just intensifying the look here and there. And then whenever I feel that it's dark enough, I go back with a clean brush and I just blend out the edges. I believe this is another Beauty Junkies brush. I forgot the name. I think it's a blending brush. I'm just going back to my original blending color and I'm going to just go back and emphasize my transitional shade just so that it all blends out seamlessly. Then just to add another color in there, I took MAC Sketch and I just added it to the outer corners. And because I blended some of my original shade away, I'm just going to go back and add a little bit more. I just wet my brush and added a little bit more of that color from the Comfort Zone palette by Wet n Wild. And here I am, just going back, adding more black, blending that in, and then going back to my original transitional shade and blending that out as well. Blend, 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 and blend again. I'm using my Benefit Highbrow to highlight underneath my brow bone. I'm going to blend that out with another Beauty Junkies brush. This one's called the Mini Tapered Kabuki brush. It's a really handy brush. I really like it. And I'm just going to highlight underneath my brow bone with a matte creamy shade. This one's Brulee from Wet n Wild. Then I just felt like I needed a little bit more on the outer corner, so I'm adding more black, and I'm just using the tiniest brush I could find. I believe this one's by Sedona Lace. Okay, So I'm just going to move on to the rest of my face. I'm using a Beauty Junkies brush. This is the flat kabuki brush. I'm spraying it down with Makeup Forever setting spray, and I'm using my foundation, which is the Estee Lauder Double Wear. For concealer, I'm using Maybelline Fit Me in the shade Sand. And once that's all blended out, I'm going to set that with Ben Nye Luxury Powder in Banana. I'm going to be setting the rest of my foundation with this powder from Hourglass. This is from the Hourglass Ambient Lighting Edit palette, but the name of the powder is just called their Dim Light, which is also available individually. And I'm also going to be using the bronzer from this palette, and I'm going to take that on the Sedona Lace contour brush, and I'm going to apply that to my hollows of my cheeks and along my jawline and along the temples. For blush, I chose to go with NARS Sin, and I'm using the same brush that I used for my bronzer. I'm just going to apply that to the apples of my cheeks. I kind of went a little crazy with my blush just because I love this shade. So I go back and I blend it with this stippling brush from Sedona Lace as well. Then I'm going to highlight using this little Target brush, and I'm using MAC Whisper of Guilt. Oh my god, I can't believe I almost forgot the name of that. It's just my favorite highlighting powder of life. Now that I'm all goldeny and glowy, I'm going to go back to my eyes. I'm going to just apply that same shade underneath my lower lash line, and I'm just using a smaller brush to blend it out. And I'm also going to just line my eyes. I'm using my L'Oreal Voluminous Smoldering liner in brown, and I'm going to apply mascara. I'm going to also go in and quickly fill in my eyebrows. I'm using the Anastasia Brow Wiz in Brunette. I'm just going to set my brows in place. L'Oreal Brow Stylist Mascara. Brow Mascara, that's what they call it. And I love this stuff. It really makes my eyebrows look nice and sharp. Okay, so now for lashes, I'm using Ardell Demi Pixies. I can never get this on camera, guys. I'm sorry. But there you go. That's what they look like. I'm going to go back and line my lips with Jordana Tawny. And it's just a natural looking shade. I really like it. And for lipstick, I'm going with Kat Von D Lovecraft, which is a nice neutral mauve shade that I think complements the shadow really well. And that's about it. I'm just going to spray my face down with Makeup Forever setting spray. And that's all she wrote. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you in my next one. Bye!